humans have been consuming meat for like
Ages.
the whole of the existence.
Yeah.
So I guess it's like more natural for us that way, anyways. If there's a way to like treat them better and that we can still consume meat, I think that's the way to go. I don't think you should go fully vegan or something, but I still respect that a lot.
So I'm going to ask you 5 would you rather questions.
Okay.
Midway, you're going to realize what the topic is, and maybe we can have a bit of a conversation.
Okay.
Nice.
Where's this on? YouTube.
YouTube or like,
Yeah, YouTube.
Ooh, can we like both answer some questions?
Yeah, you both should answer both of all the
Okay.
questions. Okay. Would you rather be a cat or a dog?
Oh, a cat.
A dog.
I find it's already difficult.
Can't travel together.
Would you rather be able to talk to animals temporarily or temporarily take one of their enhanced senses or capabilities?
Temporarily. Talk to them. Talk to them, I'd say. Yeah.
For me, it's the opposite.
Let's take their senses. Can I ask why?
Well, I really want to know like what they think. So, because like we're not able to do that now, but like some people are like really good at what they do. So maybe they've got like those enhanced senses already. So yeah, really.
How about you? Why do you want to take their senses?
I think like the sensors are quite powerful in some cases. So I think like maybe smelling something in a really precise way is quite useful for me, I think.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, nice. Okay, would you rather have the intelligence of a dog or that of a pig?
A dog.
I'd say a pig, because I've read somewhere that like a pig's actually really clever, one of the most clever animals in the world.
They are.
Top 10,
Yeah, they're very intelligent. Yeah. So in sanctuaries, what pigs do is they go to the field, they take flowers and they bring them back to their home to decorate their home.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's something. It's just a little bit of a fact about what pigs do. They also have sex for pleasure, which is amongst the few animals that do that. Yeah. Okay. Would you rather be a well-fed farm animal whose life is cut severely short whenever the farmer says you're no longer worthy,
Yeah.
or a wild animal who's mostly starving but you get to live your life free for as long as you can and as much as you can?
Ooh. I'd say getting fed as well as possible, because I really like my food, so I can't say no to that. And I think the animals, they don't really know that their life's getting cut short, so there's that.
No, I guess you just notice that other animals disappear on you. Like, you don't know what's happening to them necessarily, but you just notice them disappear.
Yeah.
So you would rather be a well-fed farm animal?
Yeah.
How about you?
The opposite of him.
The opposite. Can I ask why?
I think that like living on the farm is quite sad. You know, like it's surrounded by like fences and stuff. So I think like living freely is better.
Yeah, I would also say I value freedom, so I agree with you. I would say freedom more than being well-fed. But anyway, like wild animals also get fed, right? They just, I guess, I don't know. The reason why I pose this question is because a lot of people think wild animals are mostly starving. So I'm like, okay, mostly starving. Anyway.
Yeah,
And,
because I heard you say starving. I was like, no, I can't do that.
Yeah. And if you had to choose, this is the final question. So if you had to choose a farm animal in today's world, which one would you be? A cow for dairy, a cow for meat, a chicken, or a pig?
I think a cow with dairy, because you're not getting killed.
Yeah.
You're
Actually,
getting
save
fed.
this time. Save this time.
So what happens in the dairy industry is cows, why do you think they produce milk?
Like a factory.
From fats or something like that.
Yeah, like what's the biological reasons why cows produce milk?
So like feed
Getting fed.
the children of
Yeah, to feed their children, exactly, right? So cows need to have babies in order to produce milk. So what farmers do is they forcefully impregnate the cows, first of all, where they hold them in a thing called, the industry term is rape rack, which the cow is being held by their neck. Somebody puts their hands up their anus, holds their cervix, and injects bull semen in their vagina. And this is how they fertilize the cow. After 9 months, when the baby is born, what do you think happens to the baby? Let me just ask you this.
either killed for meat or like
Getting raised and then getting killed finally, anyways.
or
Yeah.
being like produced for them. Like
Yeah, so first of all, they're being taken from their mother because the milk has to go for human consumption, so they cannot drink the milk, right? Sometimes they stay for a day or two, but no more than that.
Okay.
And if they're male, they're useless to the industry, so they are getting killed. Yeah, they usually get killed either on their first few months, or sometimes they live up to a year and get killed for meat. And if they're female, they get put into the same cycle year over year. And after like 6 or 7 years, when they're no longer productive enough with the milk, they also go to the slaughterhouse. And that's cows can live up to like 20 years, and they don't even get to live half their life, even in the dairy industry, right? So
Okay.
it's pretty horrible, isn't it? It's, Yeah. So I guess you realize why I'm standing here.
Animal rights.
Yeah, that's exactly very well put. So I try to speak on behalf of animals that go through these cruel practices. Do you guys consume animal products?
Yeah.
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 And let me ask you: do you think you need to consume animal products?
Well,
I think it's for. I don't know actually.
it's not a need; it's more like a want. But like
Yeah.
humans have been consuming meat for like
Ages,
the whole
yeah.
of the existence.
Yeah.
So I guess it's like more natural for us that way, anyways. But like, yeah,
Yeah.
I get why you'd say that it's not good because like they're getting treated poorly.
Yeah.
But if there's a way to like treat them better and that we can still consume meat, I think that's the way to go. I don't think you should go fully vegan or not or something, but I still respect that a lot. But yeah,
So, coming back, you said we don't need to consume, right? It's a want, as you said. And I agree with you, right? It's a choice. It's free to choose their own thing. But given that you're choosing between one product that doesn't harm an animal and one product that puts an animal through exploitation, abuse, slaughter, all of it is horrible. And let's say you say they have a good life, but they still kills the animal, right? Because for meat, you still have to kill the animal. So wouldn't you say it's a cruel choice to kill an animal when it's not needed? It's basically unnecessary killing, right?
Yeah.
yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
point.
that's a good point.
Because that's the whole like I don't know if you because you mentioned veganism. What do you guys think veganism is?
I think it's like a good lifestyle. Yeah.
I respect it, but
Yeah,
I wouldn't
it's-
choose it. It's
yeah.
it's a bit extreme because you can't have eggs
Yeah.
as well,
Yeah.
which is quite a main food for a lot of people.
Yeah, like cakes
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let me tell you what veganism is, and tell me what exactly you don't agree with this. Okay,
Mhm.
so veganism is it's a moral philosophy. It's a way of life, as you put it, in which you oppose the commodification of animals for food, clothing, or entertainment. Right.
Yeah.
So that means we don't want animals to be exploited, abused, or slaughtered for ourselves if it's not needed. I forgot to mention the unnecessary commodification. So, what exactly do you find weird about that? Or
Oh, it's not weird. It's just like we're used to.
Yeah,
It's quite hard to
'Cause, like
adapt to.
I think a lot of people grew up just eating meat, so it's quite a big change for a lot of people. So you can't really force it on
Yeah.
it. Like I respect the people.
but what
a lot
about
that
you?
does it.
About you?
So
Because it's easy. We can talk about other
Yeah,
people,
yeah,
right? What other people do, but you'd be surprised to know how different every person is
Okay,
regarding
fair
this,
enough, yeah,
right? What reason? Every person gives a different reason. Every person has a different motivation. So I want to know what your motivation is, what your reason is for disagreeing with veganism.
I don't disagree.
Yeah,
with
I don't
it, but,
disagree with it. It's
like,
just like
I just don't.
yeah, we're
I'm not
not used to
vegan.
it. Yeah.
Okay, so you agree with the philosophy of that animals
Yeah.
shouldn't be
I get why
slaughtered
they do it,
unnecessarily?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so then wouldn't you say if you agree with the philosophy that animals shouldn't be slaughtered unnecessarily, wouldn't you say that? Because let me ask you: you obviously oppose animal abuse, right? If I ask you,
Yeah,
do you
yeah,
oppose?
yeah.
Do you think you can oppose animal abuse while at the same time you pay for it?
Yeah, we'll think about it.
I think we should take it in like we should kill them in a non-cruel way. Maybe like just make them what do you call it? Pass out first, like in a humane way, obviously.
Yeah.
And then just kill them that way, so that they don't feel any pain,
Yeah, that's
stuff
true,
like that. Yeah, I think that's the best way to go.
Yeah.
Okay, but but when you say humane, you basically mean no pain. That's what you mean,
Yeah.
right? Because you don't want animals to suffer, right? Yeah. Okay. But what if I told you I'm going to ask you, what is a painless way to die?
Yeah,
'Cause-
that's true. Maybe I think we can think about it, but
Like an injection, like that doesn't cause.
Oh, maybe like-
I'm not a
yeah,
medical
because some animals they go through the pain. When you euthanize your pet, right? They do an injection,
Yeah.
right? And maybe they're not in pain when they do
maybe
that.
like it's like and just like when they die of old age, maybe I think yeah. But yeah, I think it's a really interesting viewpoint, and I really respect that. Thank you.
Yeah. So the reason why they don't do injections, by the way, is because the whole substance would go into the meat, obviously, right? So you can eat the meat afterwards.
Yeah.
The animal would die humanely. So there's not a lot of ways an animal you could like. I can ask you again what do you think, but there's a whole bunch of industry experts, and I don't mean like I'm far from it, but like people from the agriculture who are farm animals who are constantly trying to kill animals humanely, right? Like they're thinking about how to kill an animal in the least painful way, but as of right now, there is no
Yeah,
least
sure,
painful way.
Interrupting Chip here. To clarify, the least painful way to kill animals is to somehow render them unconscious, let's say stunning them, and then slitting their throat and letting them bleed to death. However, stunning doesn't always work well, sometimes animals being required to be stunned again, or sometimes animals simply waking up. And they're theoretically not allowed to kill the animal if they're conscious, but if they do it, there is no penalty if they agree to fix the issue in the future. Either way, I'm not going to post any video of that here because it's absolutely horrendous, but if you're in disbelief, just Google it.
And let's say there is a least painful way, right? Let's say they find out that, I don't know, giving them a Bible makes them die. I don't know. I'm sorry. Are you guys religious?
No, I'm not.
No, okay. I don't. I was making a joke right here, and I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to. I don't want to be insulting or anything. So let's just say they find a way to kill them humanely, right? The question then is, when you buy your meat, when you buy your animal product, do you look if those animals were killed humanely or treated humanely?
Yeah, I think we should.
Not really.
Yeah,
Because like
not now, but-
usually the most the ones that are treated more humanely is like more than like double the price, which it's already like quite expensive, so I can't really afford.
Yeah, that's
it.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
I think we were thinking about it, but it's a really interesting viewpoint. And yeah, I would definitely think about it. But thank you for your.
Well, give me 3 more minutes, okay? So let me ask you, like, humane, because there's this point, right, where I say that even if there were, but there isn't a humane way of killing, right? And even if you knew that there's just so much awful practices behind your food, like, I urge you to look it up after talking to me. Don't just trust me, right? Just look it up afterwards. But if you were to find out that this awful practices and that there's no humane way and animals will suffer regardless, would that get you guys to be vegan? And if not, what is holding you back?
I think we'll think about it. I think
it's
a really good practice,
habits, probably.
Habits, yeah.
Habits mostly.
Yeah, and I can totally relate to that.
Yeah.
I also have been eating meat for a long portion of my life, and we all grew up eating meat, and we were all told at some point that it's normal to do this to these animals because it's necessary. But I think if it's not necessary nowadays, we reached the point where we have so many alternatives that it's not necessary. So if it's not necessary, then why do it? The reason why I talk to people individually is because every person has a slightly different reason, and I need every person to look into it afterwards themselves and find out what would work for them, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So I will give you some resources before you go. I would say still think about it because there's some people who tend to think that, let's say, dairy, what I described with dairy, right? It's horrible what they do, clearly, right? And some people think, well, it's not needed to do it this way. We can let the cows be naturally inseminated. We can let them have their baby and just take the excess milk, right? And then you would have milk that would go for human consumption and would be normal, let's say, right? It wouldn't be in any way abusing the animal. But the problem is, you cannot find this. That's the problem, right? So you trying to find something like this, or you trying to find humanely killed animals, or you trying to find well-treated animals, might be more expensive and more difficult than actually being vegan. You see what I mean? Yeah. So do you have any, like, aside from, because if you think from the perspective of animals, that's why we are vegan, right? But a lot of the times the veganism implies this plant-based diet, right?
Yeah.
So do you have any difficulties that you can think about when thinking about a plant-based diet?
I think it's
plant-based.
I think it's like more and more common, so I think it's a bit easier for us to find out. But I think we'll definitely think about it.
Where do you guys live, by the way?
Usually.
I'm sorry for interrupting you. Yeah.
Hong Kong, but I study in UK as well.
Yeah, UK as well.
Mostly UK.
UK is the #1 country in the world for vegans, vegan products nowadays.
Yeah, I think it's a really interesting point, F3, and I will definitely think about it.
Let me give you guys a card before you go. So, if I have the cards here, oh yeah, I have them here. I'll give you guys individual a card.
Yep.
There's this and this.
Thank you.
So if you go on this website right here called 3movies.wtf, you can say it's what the fuck. It's pretty fucked up what's happening to animals. It's clear, yes. This is from an organization I sometimes do activism with. I'm not with them right now. I just have their cards. So on this website, you have resources on how to be vegan. There's a thing called Challenge 22. It takes 22 days for a person to change a habit. For most people, it's an issue. The habit is the biggest issue. Yeah. If you subscribe to that, they send you recipes every day on how to be vegan. And there's another thing. There's personalized help. If you subscribe to. If you have difficulties being vegan, somebody will log in with you on a Discord server and help you out, give you tips, everything. All of it is free. Nothing is paid or whatever. And if you put in this code that I put here, you'll get slightly different content. And I'll urge you guys to watch one thing. It's called The Most Important Speech You Will Ever Hear.
I'm going to challenge your belief systems today, so certain parts of the speech will be intense.
It's about animal rights. I won't sugarcoat it. The speech itself is 30 minutes. The video, it's on YouTube. It's a 1 hour, but there's a link from that page to it, so you can watch it.
Okay.
Can you guys promise me you're just going to watch that speech?
Yeah.
That's all
Yeah,
it is.
well,
Afterwards, questions and answers. You don't have to watch that. I just want the speech that you guys listen to it and
Okay.
you make the decision, just so that you're well informed. That's all
Yeah.
it is. It's about being well informed and then making your decision going forward. You do it, what you want to do, right? And if I can leave you with something, 3 times per day you make this choice. One will put an animal through cruel practices, one won't. So it's up to you to decide what you want to do. And if you were in their shoes, what would you want yourself to be done, right?
Yeah.
That's all it is. That's merely the position. That's why I sit here. What's your
you very
names?
I'm Alvin.
Alvin.
Yeah.
Alvin. Nice to meet you, Alvin. Yeah. What's your
Choi.
Say that again.
Choi.
Troy?
Yeah,
Nice to meet you. Nice to
Thank
meet you. I don't know. I say think about it. And do you know what the number one benefit of being vegan is?
What, sorry?
The number one benefit of being vegan.
benefit.
Healthier.
You think it's health? What do you think?
And like we save animals as well. Yeah.
It's just morality, I guess. Your own
It's a good point.
mind.
Yeah, it's so the number one is animals don't get slaughtered on your behalf anymore,
Yeah.
and you are no longer a hypocrite because if you oppose it,
Yeah.
you live up to your own standards. That's all
Okay.
it is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So think about it, look more to it, and if you were in their shoes, what would you want?
Yeah.
That's all it is.
What's the YouTube channel called?
My YouTube channel is.